Welcome back to another edition of Above All Laws, the Morris Family Ties. Tonight, time is not on our side as we highlight another true story of District Attorney Larry Morris's close friends being allowed to repeatedly victimize Merced County residents. From his eldest son, Dylan Morris, killing Alexander Ruiz in the Bay Area, to his second eldest son, Ethan Morris, who was arrested and charged with a drive-by murder in 2014, the Morris family has left many bodies in their wake. DA Larry Morris's strategy when faced with friends and family who have been charged with felonies is to let the case sit on the shelf until the statute of limitations runs out, much like the story of Alice and the unsettled settlement case we brought to you earlier. But to Merced County residents, that doesn't matter. And not because the residents have not tried, but because they have been told and shown that in Merced County, Lady Justice is not blind, and she will pick and choose who receives justice regardless of the evidence before her. Now, another one of DA Larry Morris's friends is about to get away with repeatedly abusing his position as an attorney while a member of the Los Banos School Board by taking advantage of multiple poor and emotionally distraught women in Merced County. Los Banos attorney Dominic Falasco, the black sheep and adopted son of the Falasco family, is alleged to have been charging multiple women sex and meth to represent their boyfriends and or husbands in Merced County courts on criminal complaints. In some cases, he was working as an MDA contract attorney with the DA's own wife, Cindy Morris, representing indigent clients when conflicts with the accused person's public defender came up in court. These allegations do not come to light until after Falasco had been pulled over in a vehicle being driven by a 27-year-old Raylan Wineland of Dos Palos, California on April 3, 2016 at 1:18 in the morning. Merced police officers determined that Wineland was on probation and was subject to search and seizure at any time by law enforcement. A search of the vehicle by the officers uncovered methamphetamine that Falasco claimed was his. He further admitted to officers that he had more in his possession. Upon a further search of Falasco, officers located more meth as well as hash and marijuana. Falasco was arrested and booked into Merced County Jail, where he posted bail later that morning. A little more than 1 week later, and completely unrelated to Falasco's April 3rd drug arrest, a strong and brave woman came forward before Merced County Court Commissioner Jean Schechter with Facebook messages detailing demands for blowjobs and meth, while her own loved one's incarceration depended on whether she complies with the sexual predator's demands. We'll hear directly from Falasco's victim when we return.
Finding the right body piercing professional can be difficult. After all, it is your body. At the world-famous Emerald Tattoo and Piercing, we offer friendly customer service, licensed professional tattoo and body piercing artists with over 100 years of combined experience. We take pride in offering a hospital-like environment, clean, safe, and sterile. And don't forget that piercings start at just $15. Search for Emerald Tattoo online to find a location near you today.
It had been a little over a week since Falasco's arrest for drug possession on April 3, 2016, when a woman named Melissa Lucio decided to come forward with her own story of being manipulated into court representation for drugs and sex by then Los Banos School Board member and local attorney Dominic Falasco. Melissa stated that she and attorney Falasco had a verbal agreement to represent her boyfriend against a domestic violence complaint, which was filed on March 3, 2016 at the Merced County Court. After they had agreed on $1,700 payment, she alleges that Falasco began requesting sex, drugs, and cash from her through her Facebook messages in order to get her boyfriend's sentence reduced from 4 years, which the DA's office was offering, to just 60 days. When she refused, Falasco did not show up to the court hearing, delaying the case on at least 3 different occasions. One of the alleged text messages before a March 2016 court date read, "Well, I kind of feel I should up it back to $1,700 because of..." But I won't. LOL. Just kidding. Let's make it lucky 13. Don't sell your car. I can take a few hundred now if you will throw in a blowjob as a good faith showing. I sat down to a phone interview with Melissa Lucio in April 2016, shortly after she had taken the Facebook messages to the Merced County Court Commissioner, Jean Schechter. And this is what Melissa had to say in her own words.
Velasco had told me, he says, they're screwing your husband over big time because all these felonies can be dropped to misdemeanors, and I don't understand why he went to jail for domestic violence and they're throwing the drug program at him. So he went to jail. He agreed to a certain deal, which was a drug program. He went to the program. He ended up getting kicked out of there, and then he went to the same one again because he was 2 minutes late. That's why he got kicked out. So they agreed to let him go back the second time. So then he went back. But now the DA's like, no, she wants prison time. My husband is a licensed drug and alcohol counselor, you know? So it's not like he's not nothing. Like, he is trying. And in law school, told me, he was like, I can get him probably, you know, with everything, he'll get like 60 days.
So when did you first meet him?
I met him, let me see, it's about a month ago.
Do you have a contract signed?
No, it was all verbal.
Okay.
Like, it was weird. Like, 'cause I met him in his office, and he was kind of real iffy about things, and he told me about the 1,500. But even in the text, the Facebook messages I have, he had first told me 17. Then he started, we could work something out. So then he went down to 15. Then he finally agreed on 13, and and then that's how he offered the 500 off if I did this. And then I told him, well, didn't you mention about me sending a girl to you? You would take more. That's, whatever, though. I just need to get my attorney for my husband.
Right.
That was my main concern, not what he wanted or what he's going through.
Right. Okay.
So the agreement came out to be $1,300.
And then the 500 off if yeah. So
if I did that.
There was no contract or anything you signed for him to represent your husband?
No.
Or for him to...
But he agreed on my text messages that he was going to represent him. He even said he was asking the judge to let her know, and she was supposed to send the papers to him. However, how they do that thing, but that's where he was going to send over.
He might have had your boyfriend do it. I'm not sure how.
No, he even went to go see my boyfriend. He was too concerned about me trying to do that for him. Then I'll talk to him in court. That's what he told me. So then that right there kind of threw me off. Like, okay, like, you better not be trying to be shady with me on things. People like to take advantage of people they see that are weak. You know what I mean?
This was about a month ago, and this is how many times has he been in court to represent your boyfriend, by the way?
He never showed up.
Well, how many, were there any dates or was just one date?
He was supposed to be there twice already so far since I had made arrangements to him to represent my husband, and he didn't show up both times. See, and the first time I thought it was because he had recently got arrested, and it wasn't because of that. And then the second time clearly was because I did not want to do that for him.
Gotcha.
And I told him, like, why me? Like, why can't I send somebody else? So then when I try to play into his games and tell him, okay, well, what is it going to take to show your face in court? Like, when are you going to be there? How much do I need to give you? He says, I want 2 plus you. That's $200 plus me.
Right.
And I said, okay, like, how do I know you're not going to burn me again? You didn't show up in court already once. I said, okay, I'll give you the 200 up before court, and you get the rest of the deal after court. He says, no, I want it in advance. Last Thursday we had court. They gave us 2 weeks to figure out with the law scope. And so it was a week. So this will be a week.
Okay.
So they gave us a week, and then we went back to court, and the judge says, well, did you get a hold of your attorney? Why isn't he here? And I said, you know what? Let me show you why he's not here. And she read the messages, and she was so mad. She had me forward them to her, to pictures, and the parole officer, Lee, that just represents the court, none of our case, but he was there on other cases. He followed me out of court, and he told me, you are one brave woman for stepping forward with these allegations. He says, just by what we've seen, you have a strong case.
Okay. Did she say what she was going to do?
Court? Well, she told me she was like, I'm going to get a full investigation, that I needed to contact the license board or something. But I really didn't proceed it further. She just said they were going to continue my boyfriend's court till this Thursday to see what was going to happen. Because once I had mentioned that, I was like, well, I had to step forward because I'm like, I don't want him to go to jail because of me not doing something for this
Right.
You know, so how am I gonna know he's being treated fairly?
Did you tell him that you showed this to the judge? Okay.
No, I can't talk to him because they have the restraining order.
Okay.
But he was right there present in court when I mentioned it to the judge, and he was like, steam coming out of his. I'm not a very bullshitty person. I've been through so much in my life. Like, you think about people trying to come question me, makes me nervous where you want to like back away. Like I need a bodyguard at my door that asks the question, talks to me like, I'm not gonna say anything, because me, I get not intimidated because I've been through a lot of stuff, and it's just, I don't know. I told the judge, I said, the way this man had me feeling, holding this against me is the same way when I got raped and that guy taking that from me. I feel the same way. The disgustedness, I feel the same.
You said that on the record in the court?
I said that to the judge.
Okay. Wow. Now, and the judge said she was going to file or launch an investigation, right?
She said she was going to file an investigation. But, I'm not looking to try to, just because I can get a lawsuit. No, that's not what I'm here for. It's because the way he had me feeling in it. First,
I think you should get legal representation, and that's why I think you need to talk to an attorney first before you even talk with with law enforcement, just to ensure that all your bases are covered legally. Another bit of advice: just be straight up, and honest about all of this. And encourage others to come forward, because your word and your text messages are one thing, and it's really powerful. But this story is going to push others to come forward, because you've got so much evidence.
That parole officer, when he was talking to me, he says, just by what you showed me alone, you're a very brave person for coming forward. He said, can you imagine? You're going to be the voice for everybody, because you came forward, and then other people will start coming forward.
Yeah. But no law enforcement has talked to you? No one has come to you?
No. And the judge asked me for my contact information, but nobody has called me.
So where is the investigation now? Has Falasco been investigated by the California Bar? These questions and more when we return after this short break. Welcome back to Above All Laws. We heard from Melissa in her own words, and since she came forward with these allegations, she has been threatened and told to keep quiet by the very system meant to protect her and the residents of Merced County. She, along with her attorney Debbie Bennett, submitted a declaration to the California Bar Association in April of 2016, detailing the disgusting and heinous allegations made against Falasco. According to Melissa, the state bar told her attorney that the original investigator assigned to investigate her complaint had left the bar, and that the new investigator was unable to locate any of the information regarding the complaint. On May 19, 2016, I personally received a text message from Merced County Sheriff Vern Warnke after I told him that I was about to publish Melissa's story and needed an update. He stated, and I quote, "I was briefed that DOJ has the case and is investigating, so whatever ramifications occur will be up to them. Tread lightly." This is an obvious attempt by Merced County Sheriff Vern Warnke, the California Bar, the Merced County District Attorney, as well as Melissa's own attorney, allowing for the statute of limitations to run out and Falasco to never be criminally charged in these complaints. Melissa's only recourse of action will be to file a civil lawsuit and seek financial damages against Falasco. By that time, Dominic's victim list could climb, and his children could be taken again like they were 5 years ago. His wife, Jennifer Falasco, who comes from a wealthy Mariposa family, family was dealing with her own demons at the time, and the courts deemed both Dominic and Jennifer unfit to raise their own children. So it makes you wonder if the courts knew of Dominic's demons 5 years ago, and could they have saved many of his current victims by prosecuting him then? This information about the Falascos has been confirmed directly by Jennifer Falasco when I called her on March 28, 2017. Dominic Falasco is also on the district attorney's wife's payroll as an MDA attorney. An MDA attorney is a private practice attorney contracted by the county and paid by you, the taxpayer, to represent poor people whose public defenders have a conflict of interest in their case. When the conflict of interest arises, the judge will assign an MDA attorney, and that request goes to the law offices of Morris and Fife. The Morris stands for Cindy Morris, the DA's wife. So for the Morris family, crime pays twice. Once for her husband as the elected DA making over $300,000 a year, and again to Cindy Morris to pick the attorney to defend the accused poor against her husband. And of course she's going to pick the most qualified attorneys to go against her own husband, right? Now, with just a few weeks left in the statute of limitations regarding the sexual assaults and meth allegations made by Melissa and her attorney against Dominic Falasco, it looks like another one of DA Larry Morris's sexual predator friends will get away with victimizing Merced County residents once again. Sure, it's not you or anyone you know, but just give it time. Soon, it will be your wife, your sister, your daughter, or your aunt. And like all of the forgotten loved ones of the many victims before you, there will be nothing you can do about it. Because in Merced County, California, it has been proven time and time again, there is no justice if you are a victim of the Morris family and their friends, because they are and will always be above all laws.